Hello guys, today we're going to go through this week's lessons, the video, which is up here right now, and the questions on the video. And we did some things with the ratios, so we're going to do a little mini lesson on ratios and proportions. And today I have with me to help me on the video. And now Paisley and Stockton, they're in second grade in kindergarten, so we'll see how they do with this stuff today. But
we're going to be, she's going to be in third grade and I'm going to be in first grade after quarantine.
Yes. So we'll see how they do, but I'm going to answer the question. So the first question was the length of the video. And it depends on where you're at. It said 2 minutes and 50 seconds. Then when you play it, it says 2 minutes and 49 seconds. So we're going to go with 250, 2 minutes and 50 seconds. But then you had to convert it to seconds. So first you got to know how many seconds are in a minute. How many seconds are in a minute?
60.
60 seconds in a minute. All right, 6 seconds in a minute. So how much total would that be? So there's two 60s, then a 50. So 60, 60, then add the 50, what would that be?
170.
170, yes. So 60 and 60 would be 120, and add 50, that'd be 170 seconds. So that was like question 2, I believe. Then we had to say percentages. What percent was Cooper the main character? What percent was Paisley? What percent was Stockton? So we're going to do that, and they have their calculators handy today. But Cooper, there was 27 clips total. Cooper was the main guy.
Paisley, will you go get Aniston and bring her?
Cooper was the main out of 1. So we have to find the percent. So we have to take 1 and divide it by 27. Can you do that for me, Stockton? 1, do it on your calculator. You can't do it in your head. I can't do it in my head. 1 divided by 27. Divided by 27. Divided by 27. And it's going to be a weird decimal. And then you take that decimal and you move the decimal 2 places, or you times it by 100. So times it by 100. Times it by 100. Times 100. Yep. And it equals 3.7. So Cooper was the main guy in 3.7%. Now Paisley, we added up all hers, and she was the main guy, the main character in 11. But then her and Stockton were combined 4. So how many total is that when you combine 11 and 4?
50.
15 out of 27. So we got to do the same thing. We got to divide 15 divided by 27. So go ahead and do that. Paisley, where are you doing it? 15 divided by 27. Get Stockton. You can do it as well.
Oh, yeah.
15 divided by 27. You'll get a weird decimal.
Equals 0.5.
Now you got to times that by 100 or move the decimal 2 places. So do that. Times it by 100 or move the decimal. And it's 55. What is it? 55.5%. Okay. So Paisley was the main person in 55% of the videos. Stockton was the main character 11, but then they combined with 4 where they were together, so it'd be a total of what? 15 out of 27 as well. So what would Stockton's percent be?
55.5.
55.5, very good. Now, normally when you add percents, they all add up to what? Does anybody know what they normally add up to?
100.
They normally add up to 100. But in this case, when you add that up, 55, that's 110, 111, that'd be, what was it? You already have it? No, you don't have the total. It's 114.7. Now, the reason why it's a little bit more than 100%, it was supposed to be close to 100%, was because they shared a scene. So they're the 2 people. They were in, it's a weird thing, but they were combined, and then sometimes they were separate, but it was a little over 100%. All right? So because they shared times on the screen. All right, so now we're going to move on to ratios. Now, ratios are 2 common fractions. They're equivalent fractions. So what we're going to do is we're going to multiply and test it to see if these are equivalent fractions. So they have multiplication sheets here, and they also have calculators they're using. But here you go, Paisley.
Yep.
So you're welcome. There you go. So now we have to figure out what do we times 4 by to make it 20. 4 times what makes 20?
5.
4 times 5. You use your sheet. 4 times 5 is 20. So 4 times 5 is 20. So then 5 times 5 is, what's 5 times 5?
25.
25. So this is equivalent fraction. So this is a yes. Or equivalent ratio. We're going to try one more. So Stock, you might want to use your sheet, not your calculator. So now we got times 4 times what is 28? So you look at your 4. I'm going to let him answer this one, Paisley. You go to your 4. You go over to your 28. 4 times what? Say louder.
7.
4 times 7 is 28. So I times this by 7. So now I got to take 10 and times it by 7. This is an easy one, Stockton. What's 10 times 7?
70.
70. It doesn't equal 72, does it?
No.
Oh, so this is not an equivalent ratio. So let's have you check out ratios.
It looks
Now,
like a smiley face.
the last thing we're going to do is proportions, where you have an unknown variable, and that's x. And what you do is you cross multiply, then divide. We talked about this in class. Cross multiply and divide, and these guys are going to try to do it. They're going to cross multiply. So 2 times x. You guys know what 2 times x is? No. What's 2 times x? You don't know. You're not going to do it on a calculator. It's just 2x. Now you can tell me what 20 times 6 is. What's 20 times 6? You can use your calculator. 20 times it by 6.
20 divided by
Times 6.
120.
120. So we did the cross multiplication. So it's 2x equals 120. And there's the cross multiplication. Now we got to do the division. So now, guys, you got to take 120 and divide it by 2. And that will give us our answer. So 120 and divide it by 2. What is it, Stockton?
60.
60. X equals 60. Say it loud. 60.
60.
Now, the last one. We have to do cross multiply and then divide. Cross multiply and divide. So we cross multiply.
Yep.
What's 4 times x? Now remember, Stockton, you don't do that on the calculator. 4x, very good. Just like 2 times x was 2x, 4 times x is 4x. And now we got to do 24 and times it by 10. You didn't do it yet. Why are you raising your hand? 24 divided by, or times 10. 4 times 10.
Hi.
Clear your calculator first. 24 and you times it by 10. Times it by 10.
240. 240.
240.
Ah!
Our last step after we cross multiply is what? What's our last step?
Divide.
Divide. So you take 240 on your calculator and divide it by 4. 240 divided by 4, and what is your answer? You got to do it. You got to do it on your calculator. 240 divided by 4.
240 divided by
4.
equal 9.
No, you didn't divide it. And why do you have to calculate that way?
I don't know.
240 divided by 4.
60.
60. Oh, it's the same answer.
Oh, yeah.
That's weird. 240 divided by 4 is 60.
Did you know that?
All right.
Half of 4 is 2, and half of 240 is 120.
Ow.
Yep. All right. So there is ratios. Short little lesson on ratio and proportion. That's it.
I
Tell
want
them.
to say one more thing.
What?
Make sure to subscribe. Make sure to subscribe because we really want 1,000 subscribers so we can go live.